Sabie Star Lithium Mine. The groundbreaking ceremony has just taken place. The president has just cut the ribbon.
Natasha, who never knew that cutting a ribbon would actually be such a glamorous event, as we see the nation taking one step further into the achievement of the Vision 2030. Max Mind Investments is leading this mine and the mining of lithium, which is quite a rare commodity in the country. Will also, I believe, will be processed and packaged for export right from here in Buhera. Great things are happening all around the country. Definitely our president is helping in making the nation's economy way better than what it is currently. Natasha.
Very true, Mbeki. And taking words from the president, Nika inova kwa neve nevayo, we can clearly see that indeed Nika irkova kwa neve nevayo, Mbeki. And right now, this is one of the many mines that the president has officiated in the year 2022 alone. And we know we're going to be seeing more of these happenings in the next year to come.
Okwamanje sesikhangele umongameli bethatha izithombe labantu abachiyeneyo and singakhohlwa ukuthi uvice president wethu njalo uminister wethu of health vice president uChiwenga ukhona lo mongameli wethu la bayenze umsebenzi omuhle ngempela ngalokho siyawethazakalela kakhulu Natasha.
Indeed, Mbaki, we've just witnessed something great that will go down the memory lane. And right now, we are to move on to the tent where the rest of the program is going to take place. And let us go and hear what the president has to say.
And right now, as you can see, groundbreaking ceremony for Sabie Star Mine Lithium Concentrator Complex, presided over by His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Zimbabwe, Dr. E.D. Mnangagwa, on the 14th day of December 2022. This is really a beautiful occasion, and truth be told, there's still more of such occasions that are going to be witnessed in the country. We will currently cross over back to the studio.
In a moment, we'll be receiving the president, and I will ask us all at that time to be upstanding in receiving the General Manager of the Minerals Marketing Corporation of Zimbabwe, Mr. T. Muzenda, MaxMind Investment shareholder, Mr. Liu Jun, and other shareholders, traditional leaders, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. We thank you for honoring our invitation to this groundbreaking ceremony of the Sub-Star Lithium Beneficiation and Value Addition Project. Your Excellency, with your permission, I would like to immediately proceed to invite to give us introductory remarks the Permanent Secretary of Mines and Mining Development, Mr. P. Kunaka. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me make welcome Mr. P. Kunaka.
Thank you very much, Director of Ceremonies. I'll call you Chipo. His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Zimbabwe, Comrade Dr. E.D. Mnangagwa, the Vice President of the Republic of Zimbabwe, Honorable Retired General Dr. C.G.D.N. Chiwenga. I also move to recognize the Minister of Defense and War Veterans Affairs, who is also the chairperson of the ruling party. And on that, Your Excellency, I also want to recognize senior members of the party, Honorable Chinamasa, Bima, and Mchangwa. I also move to recognize specifically the Honorable Ministers here present, the Ministers of State, Manicaland Province, Honorable Mutsekenyende, Honorable Ministers, Honorable Mchangwa, Honorable Dr. Nzenza, I recognize you. I also want to recognize specifically the honorable members of Buera, MPs, Vachino Timba, and Honorable Mutomba. I also want to recognize the Deputy Chief Secretary in the Office of the President Cabinet, George Charamba, and also the Director General of President's Department, Ambassador Moyo. I also recognize, Your Excellency, our investors, representatives of Eagle Canyon and MaxMind, and their staff who are here. And my traditional leaders, I recognize Chief Nyashanu and all of them who are here, and the members of the media, ladies and gentlemen. Your Excellency, I believe everyone in attendance feels proud to be at this important groundbreaking ceremony for Sub-Star Lithium Mine. One of the reasons we feel this way is because at the moment, lithium is one of the most sought after mineral, not only in this country, but globally. We need to cherish, Your Excellency, and applaud the value addition and beneficiation projects such as this one that promote the green economy. It is necessary to note upfront that Sub-Star Lithium Mine is embraced under the Memorandum of Understanding for the Mines to Energy Park, which was signed on 16 September 2022 between the government of Zimbabwe, represented by the Ministry of Mines and Mining Development, and Eagle Canyon International Group Holding. Sub-Star Lithium Mine is a subsidiary of MaxMind Investment Zimbabwe and is a critical partner in the Mines to Energy project. Ladies and gentlemen, I need to inform you that an interministerial technical committee was formed following the signing of the MOU to oversee execution of the Mines to Energy Park project. It is pleasing that the committee is conducting weekly meetings to ensure the smooth implementation of the MOU and also facilitating the granting of the requisite licenses, permits, approvals, as well as all the necessary support for the grand project. The committee is urged to continue working collectively and tirelessly to ensure that this project will be a success and benefit the whole country. Ladies and gentlemen, the Ministry of Mines and Mining Development reiterates its appreciation of all invited guests, investors, and all stakeholders who have come to witness this groundbreaking ceremony by His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Zimbabwe. I thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Kunaka. we proceed with more background information, Your Excellency. And in this instance, I would like to invite the Minister of State for Manicaland Province, Honorable Nokuthula Matsikenyeri, to give us her welcome remarks to her province and to this event.
Thank you very much, MC Mono Chai. Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Zimbabwe and Commander-in-Chief of the Zimbabwe Defense Forces, Comrade Dr. E.D. Mnangagwa, the Vice President of the Republic of Zimbabwe and Minister of Health and Child Care, Honorable Dr. Retired General C.D.G.N. Chiwenga, the Vice President of the ruling party, Comrade KCD Mohadi in absentia, Minister of Defense and War Veterans Affairs and National Chairman of ZANU-PF, Honorable O.C. Zeti Muchinguri Kashiri, Minister of Mines and Mining Development, Honorable W. Chitando, and other honorable ministers here present, notably Honorable Senator Mtsangwa and Honorable Nzenza. Members of the Politburo and Central Committee, Honorable Chinamasa Navabima, ZANU-PF Provincial Chairman, Comrade Mukodza, and your Provincial Executive, Chief Nyashanu, tinokukudzai masikati ano, nemamwe madzimambo ose, tichikutendai zvakanyanya nekutibvumira kuti tive munzvimbo yenyu, tiswere tichinakidzwa nhasi, tinozvitenda. Honorable Mutomba and other honorable members of Parliament here present, Secretary for Mines and Mining Development, Mr. P. Kunaka, and other secretaries here with us, the Director, Max Mind Investment, Mr. L. Mhlanga, and other directors for Max Mind and staff, heads of mines and mining development agencies here present, Chairperson of the Buhera RDC, Elder Menim Sakaruka, and other council chairpersons, councillors, and CEOs here present, other distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, comrades and friends. It is my honor and privilege to welcome you, Your Excellence, to Manicaland Province, and in particular at Sub-Star Mine Lithium Concentration Plant for the ground-breaking ceremony. I also have the pleasure to welcome the Honorable Vice President and the Minister of Health and Child Care, the Vice President of the party, and all distinguished guests here present. Welcome to Manicaland, a province that boasts significant deposits of minerals such as gold, diamonds, and lithium, as well as other key minerals which are well sought after by the industry. We are gathered here today to witness a landmark event for Max Mind Investment as they work towards the mining of lithium and adding value to it. This event is a culmination of determined efforts by the government of Zimbabwe and Max Mind Private Limited to ensure economic development in Zimbabwe and our province in particular. This project shows the good, positive relationship between the private sector and our government. Indeed, Your Excellency, Zimbabwe is open for business, as you have always said. Manicaland Province stands to benefit from the opening of Sub-Star Lithium Mine and the Value Addition Plant. It will open room for employment, grow the local GDP, provincial GDP, and the national GDP. We therefore stand proud and excited, Your Excellency, to have you here in Manicaland for this Sub-Star Lithium Mine and Value Addition Program launch. Allow me, Your Excellency, to welcome you, the Presidium, and all dignitaries here with us to Manicaland Province and to this momentous occasion. With these few remarks, ladies and gentlemen,
very warm welcome, Honorable Matsikenyere. I think it is appropriate, now that we've heard from others about this project, to proceed to hear the...
Once fully operational, this project will produce 3,000 tons.
Representative of Sub-Star, of MaxMind, in the form of the project manager, Mr. E. Mugova, who is going to give us a few more insights into the Sub-Star Lithium project. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Mugova.
Thank you, Chibo, for giving me this opportunity to educate our welcome guests to Sub-Star Mine. His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Zimbabwe, Comrade Dr. E.D. Mnangagwa, the Vice President of the Republic of Zimbabwe, Comrade Dr. Retired General C.G.D. N. Chiwenga, the Vice President of the Republic of Zimbabwe, Comrade Retired Colonel K.D. Mohadi in absentia, the Minister of Defense and War Veterans Affairs and Chairman of ZANU-PF, Comrade Opam Chinguri Kashiri, the Minister of Mines and Mining Development, Honorable Winston Chitando, the Minister of State for Manicaland Province, Honorable N. Matsikenyere, other Honorable Ministers here present, the Deputy Minister for Mines and Mining Development, Dr. Engineer P. Kambamura, other Deputy Ministers here present, Chairman of the Zimbabwe National Liberation and War Veterans Association, Ambassador C. Mtsangwa, Chairperson, Parliament Portfolio Committee on Mines and Mining Development, Honorable E. Mukaratigwa, other Honorable Members of Parliament here present, the Permanent Secretary for Mines and Mining Development, Mr. P. Kunaka, the Permanent Secretary for Manicaland Province, Mr. E. Seyenza, other secretaries here present, the Governor of the Reserve Bank of Zimbabwe, Dr. J. Mangudla, CEO, Zimbabwe Investment and Development Agency, Mr. T. Chinamo, Director General EMA, Mr. A. Chigona, Executive Chairman ZESA, Dr. S.Z. Gata, senior government officials, the President of Zimbabwe Chamber of Mines, Mr. C. Shibafa, the President of Zimbabwe's Miners Federation, Ms. H. Rushwaya, CEO Zimbabwe Miners Federation, Ms. W. Takawarasha, CEO Zimbabwe Chamber of Mines, Dr. I. Kwesu, the General Manager Minerals Marketing Corporation of Zimbabwe, Mr. T. Muzenda, MaxMind Investments shareholders, Mr. Liu Jun and other shareholders, directors for MaxMind and members of staff, traditional leaders, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Allow me to present a short brief on Sub-Star Mine and what Eagle Canyon, which is the holding company, intends to do in Zimbabwe. MaxMind Investments would like to thank you for coming, Your Excellency, and we do welcome you to this momentous event which we consider as the official birth of our presence here in Zimbabwe. The Sub-Star Mine was born out of sheer determination from MaxMind shareholders, which very fortunately coincided with the birth of the Second Republic led by you, Your Excellency, and facilitated the ease of doing business in Zimbabwe. Sub-Star is what it is today because of the team spirit and desire displayed by your administration to support your calls for an upper middle income economy by 2030. What we present here today, Your Excellency, are the tender but sure-footed steps that MaxMind Investments has taken and will continue to take to contribute to the improvement of the economy of Zimbabwe and in the process achieve fair value for the investors. Your Excellency, MaxMind has already shown its commitment as a private partner and financier towards supporting the 10 priority sustainable development goals by providing financing for the Sabi Star project. Sabi Star mine will produce 1 million tons of raw ore per year, which will translate into 300 tons of lithium concentrate and 300,000 tons of lithium concentrate and 300 tons of tantalite niobium concentrate per year. In achieving these levels of production, MaxMind will further answer to other SDGs in the following ways. Economic growth. This will be achieved through employment of Zimbabwean youths and MaxMind's contribution to the fiscus in the form of taxes and royalties. At full operational capacity, Sabi Star mine will employ between 500 and 600 employees, 80% of whom will be from the local community of Buera and its surroundings. The expected revenue from this operation will be at least $1 billion annually based on the current market prices of lithium concentrate. Infrastructure. MaxMind has completed the regraveling, compaction, and upgrade of the Gaza to Mukwasi Road, which has immensely improved accessibility to this part of Buera. This road upgrade, besides being a product transportation route for MaxMind, will open up the local communities to business and ease transport problems. MaxMind has also constructed 40 modern housing units as part of the relocation program for families directly affected by the project. And in so doing, we have greatly transformed the living conditions of these families for the better. Energy. For its operations, MaxMind will construct, commission, and operate a 15 megawatt thermal power plant to provide power to its operations. The optimal power to run operations at Sabi Star is only 12 megawatt. Therefore, MaxMind has plans in partnership with the local power regulator, ZERA, and the utility ZETDC to channel the excess 3 megawatt to the local grid and power local communities. Your Excellency, MaxMind has not started generating revenue from Sabi Star mine, but as a good corporate citizen, we have seen it prudent to start social responsibility projects in consultation with the local communities and stakeholders. Our social responsibility projects have been designed with and for the local communities that we operate in. These include water and sanitation. To date, 10 schools have already been assisted with water bowls, which have been equipped with solar pumps and storage tanks to promote access to clean drinking water to our children and communities. 10 other water bowls have been drilled in the Mukwasi and Tagarira villages to provide clean water for the people and livestock. Health. Your Excellency, a healthy nation is pivotal for a productive economy. MaxMind is currently putting the final touches to a health facility at Mkubu Business Center. This facility will enable the local community to easily access medication, which used to be 7 kilometers away for families within Mukwasi and Tagarira villages. Education. To protect the future of our nation, Your Excellency, it is prudent to ensure that the younger generations are well educated in enabling and suitable environments. MaxMind has begun consultation with local schools through relevant ministries and departments to find ways of improving educational facilities for our local schools. To date, we have so far, the schools have so far received a paint uplift. MaxMind has also facilitated scholarships to Zimbabwean students to study in China. And some of the products of this initiative are employed here today on this project as Chinese to English translators. Your Excellency, the summary I've just presented is only part of the grand plan which our holding company, Eagle Canyon, is striving to achieve Sabi Star Mine is one of numerous projects that we have the pleasure to invite you to officiate it in the future as we strive towards our value addition grant plan as articulated in our MOU with the government of Zimbabwe on the 16th of September 2022. Your Excellency, you presided over the signing of the Mapinga Mines to Energy Park MOU at State House, and we have hit the ground running with the Sabi Star Mine being one of the several mines envisaged to act as feeders to this grant beneficiation plan. This plan and thrust of our holding company is very clear and in full support of the vision and direction of the President in this Second Republic. Our organization will establish mines to extract graphite, nickel, and chromium, and further on beneficiate this to their final product status. The value proposition of the energy park will have a clear and indelible mark on the GDP of the government of Zimbabwe from year 2025 onwards. Our organization has adopted a clear plan regarding empowerment of our locals and their businesses. We will therefore procure locally as much as is practicable all goods that will fit in with the operation technology in the beneficiation process. We will not only empower communities, inhabitants, but we will live in harmony with them, respecting their beliefs and cultures. As we did in our relocation plans at Sabi Star, our corporate social responsibility plan will be participant-driven. We will do what our local friends require us most to do. We will undertake programs and projects that will result in perpetual sustainability for the local communities that we operate in. We will continue to stand guided by government development strategies, Your Excellency, and play our part to leave a legacy in this region. The product we are mining here today is a gift from our dear Lord and the spirits of this country. It is therefore our duty that we ensure that the benefits from here are enjoyed by every Zimbabwean across all creeds and cultures. Your Excellency, kindly allow us to show you a short video of some of the work we've begun to undertake around Sabi Star community as we roll out this monumental project. I thank you, Ndino Kutendai, Siyabonga, Sheshe. Thank you.
This is Sabi Star Mine and Lithium Concentrator Plant, a multi-million-dollar venture of Hong Kong-based Max Mind Investments. Once fully operational, this project will produce 3,000 tons of ore daily, yielding 1,000 tons of lithium concentrate. Not only is this a very high level of production by all global standards, it actually makes Sabi Star Zimbabwe's biggest producing lithium mine. Sabi Star achieves all this while being a shining example of how to move Zimbabwe from being an exporter of raw materials to being a major value addition center for the global energy sector.
Sabi Star Mine is one of the projects which the fruits of the Zimbabwe's Open for Business mantra, which was pronounced by His Excellency the President at the onset of the Second Republic. And it's a very exciting project in Buyera, and it obviously, without doubt, make a huge impact, not only in the area but also in the country at large. Let's look at it from the perspective that Sabi Star Mine is owned by Max Mind, which is part of the Eagle Canyon Group. And the Eagle Canyon Group signed an MOU with government for the establishment of a mines to energy park in Mapinga. Now, that mines to energy park, amongst the activities which are in that park, they include processing of lithium, obviously with the intent to with the strategic intent to have the manufacture of batteries done in the country. Right. Now, so the Sabie Star mine is a very important development in the sense that it will provide feed for the processing of the lithium value addition entity in the mines to energy package.
It is a project which has already deeply impacted lives and hopes in Zimbabwe's Buhera district. The newly built 32-kilometer access road alone has opened up opportunities for the large, previously isolated community through which the road passes. The 10 schools along the access road are now equipped with solar water pumps. Nyamasanga School is among those that have benefited from this investment.
Before the coming of Max Mines, we had some challenges as far as water is concerned. Things have changed a lot. We are now having enough water for our kids, and the teachers as well are getting water at their doorsteps. We've got our garden, which is catering for the ECD children feeding program, and we've also started growing crops like maize, which we hope will go a long way in trying to alleviate the problem of hunger at our school, especially for the ECD children.
As Nyamasanga enjoys the multiple benefits of fresh running water, Max Mind are busy performing various renovations to the infrastructure in those schools. Also along a section of this access road, Max Mind are investing in a modern, fully equipped clinic, bringing health delivery to the community.
So when it came to relocation, we actually solicited what the villagers wanted so that we considered that in our plan. So we gave them the options. But what was important is that they told us what they wanted, and then we considered that in our relocation plan.
The resultant relocation exercise saw 22 modern 3-bedroomed housing units being built in nearby Murambinda for those who elected to move out of the communal area, and 17 equally modern housing units being erected within the communal area away from the project site for those who opted to maintain their rural lifestyles.
makasi wachibhoro pasere pedhandu renyu saka ndiri kutenda nekuti ndakakomborerwa ndakapuwa zvandandisikafungira.
Amongst the most notable results of the relocation process are families in which multiple generations had been eking out a subsistence from single, shared communal farmsteads, now finding themselves in quite transformed circumstances. Of these, the Dera family might be the most outstanding example.
Sezvo inini musha wangu nemurume wangu nevana vangu tatakangotenderedza pamaini ipapo tatisina munda yekuti tiri kure yekuti tinodzi ukakusvikwi boko nemaini takangori pamba ipapo. Aiwa kaupenyu katanako tinonzwa kufara, tinofarisisa zvakanyanya kuti tate neruzevha asi tikatarisa tamuchirungu nevana vangu ine Mwari akapindira akabvapo vana vangu chiwo dzimbawo saka ndinofara ndigotenda nezvandakaitirwa neMax Mine.
So, from a situation where mother, father, and 2 adult sons and their families were occupying one family plot, the Sabie Star relocation exercise subsequently built 3 houses, one for the parents and one for each son. The father now works as a security officer at Sabie Star Mine, alongside his eldest son, who works as a geologist's assistant on the exact site where the original Dera homestead once stood. While close by within the same complex, the younger of the 2 sons is now employed by one of the contractors for the plant and works as supervisor for a large construction crew drawn from the local community. The most remarkable story of this relocation exercise might be one whose results are being enjoyed some 400 plus kilometers away from Buhera and Sabie Star Mine.
One particular family originally comes from Berengwa, which is from Buera maybe 400 kilometers or so. So we did construct the standard the houses that we constructed for everyone else, and we did that in Berengwa, and then we carried all the stuff, all their belongings to Berengwa, including their livestock to Berengwa, and we set them up there.
As much as the project has already done, however, the most exciting things may actually be yet to come.
We are going to provide, modern learning facilities to the schools, to set up many irrigation schemes, where we're going to ask the local community to grow vegetables, that we will consume at the mine. That way we are helping people generate income in a very sustainable manner. So we're going to construct our own 15 megawatts thermal power plant, which will sustain all our operations. Whatever leftover power that we have, that should be enough to sustain the local schools, the local health facilities, and all that. So that's something we're looking into.
To bring into focus what has been achieved by this landmark investment exercise, it is perhaps best to describe it in terms of key local, continental, and global standards. The Sabi Star project speaks to 7 of the 17 focus areas of Zimbabwe's National Development Strategy, NDS1. It speaks to all 5 of the African Development Bank's high 5 imperatives for transforming Africa. Nyika inova kwaneve nevayo is a saying made popular by His Excellency President Emmerson Mnangagwa. It means a country is built by its indigenes. While MaxMind is a foreign investor, the sensitivity and respect they have shown for the interests of the indigenous community of Buhera has shown a profound understanding of that principle. We mine with respect, care for communities, and unlock socio-economic value for all stakeholders.
I'm sure we can do better than that for this really amazing initiative. Another round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Your Excellency, I would like to believe one of the most excited people about this development and the project that has been launched here today is the Honorable Minister of Mines and Mining Development, because it sits right on his lap, and he has been very instrumental in the activities that are being undertaken. I would like to now invite him to come and give us a few remarks about the project and his feeling towards them. Please help me make welcome the Honorable Minister of Mines and Mining Development, Honorable W. Chitando, as he gives us his remarks.
Thank you very much, Director of Ceremonies. His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Zimbabwe, Comrade Dr. E.D. Mnangagwa, the Vice President of the Republic of Zimbabwe, Comrade Dr. C.G.D.N. Chiwenga, the Vice President of the ruling party, Comrade K.C.D. Mohadi, the Minister of Defense and War Veteran Affairs and Chairman of the ruling ZANU-PF party, Honorable Muchinguri, the Minister of State for Manicaland Province, Honorable Matsikenyere, the Minister of Industry and Commerce, Honorable Zenza, other ministers who are here present, the Chairperson of the Parliamentary Portfolio Committee on Mines and Mining Development, Honorable Mukaratiwa, and other honorable members of Parliament who are here, the Secretary for Mines and Mining Development, Mr. Kunaka, the General Manager of MMCZ, Tongai Muzenda, the officials from the Ministry of Mines, other government officials who are here, and I will write on all the other protocols. Your Excellency, I only have 3 remarks. The first is to briefly comment on the project. The second is to comment on what has made this project possible. And thirdly, I'll talk about Eagle Canyon. With respect to this project, Your Excellency, we are gathered here for official groundbreaking ceremony of the Sabi Star Mine. And as was indicated by Mr. Mukova, the Sabi Star Mine at peak will produce 300,000 tons of concentrates per annum. I know he made reference to 1.1 billion turnover. Is being quite conservative because it would be significantly above that. But that's fine, even if we work on 1 billion. From a government thrust, the 300,000 tons will be value added to lithium carbonate at the Mines to Energy Park in Mapinge, which is an agreement which was signed between the government of Zimbabwe and Eagle Canyon. And Maximind is a subsidiary of Eagle Canyon. So that's briefly a very high-level overview of the project. The impact, quite phenomenal in terms of the local community, and from a 12 billion perspective, from a 2030 vision perspective. The second comment, Your Excellency, I would like to make is that this project has not just happened, did not just happen. It's a result of the Zimbabwe's open for business mantra. It's a result of the 2030 vision set by His Excellency. The enabling policies which has resulted in this project taking place. You know, when the 2030 vision was promulgated or was set by His Excellency, not many could visualize, probably even up to now, what it means, what it entails. Nyika inovakwa nevene vayo, ndiko kutovakwa kwayo. Economic development is never a process. It's never any event. It's a process. And it's a process which happens daily throughout the whole economic spectrum. Manufacturing, agriculture, and specific here, mining. But what I'm trying to say is, what we are gathered here today, it's very important that we all recognize and realize that is the deliberate government policies. The vision by His Excellency for 2030 vision and the 12 billion milestone, which were set by His Excellency. Very important. That's the second remark I would want to make. Hakuna economic development anywhere in the world which comes by accident. It all comes from a set menu set of policies. And we are lucky to have that. As this country transforms into an irreversible path of economic growth and development. Irreversible. We are going day by day to achieve our 2030 vision. We are going day by day to achieve our 12 billion milestone, and thanks to the policies of His Excellency. The third comment I would like to make is to recognize Eagle Canyon in two ways, probably three. First, by heeding the call of Zimbabwe is open for business mantra. You have investors who, in spite of the Zimbabwe is open for business mantra, some they sit on the fence. But we have investors like Eagle Canyon who realize that, we do have a vision, and let's be part of the vision. So I thank them for that. The second comment I would like to make about Eagle Canyon is the professional approach in which they have taken from exploitation of the mining concession and the value addition process. I would like to recognize that. And the third aspect I would want to talk about Eagle Canyon, I don't have to say much, but from the video, I'm sure we all recognize the significant impact they are making in the community. With these words, Your Excellency, I wish to say thank you very much for your policies which have made this event possible, Your Excellency, which have made this path towards Zimbabwe producing lithium battery. Mukazona battery akubuda in 2027. At times you say, Tangatiri po Sapa Star, you were there, which is part of that journey as we follow the vision of His Excellency. I thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Minister Chitando. Before you get too comfortable, sir, I would like to invite you to remain upstanding and introduce our next speaker, if you will, sir.
Thank you, Director of Ceremony. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my singular honor to introduce or invite. I spoke about the transformation, economic transformation we are having in the country. I spoke about the irreversible nature of that economic growth and transformation, and which is spearheaded by none other than His Excellency. But I would like at this stage, and I would like to invite a man who has worked with His Excellency for a number of years, a man who participated in the liberation struggle, joined the liberation struggle at a very tender age, and at independence, joined the Zimbabwe Defense Forces, rising to the position of Commander Defense Forces, and who is Vice President of the Republic of Zimbabwe, who works supporting the vision of His Excellency, and is none other than the Honorable Vice President of the Republic of Zimbabwe, Dr. CGDN Chiwenga. Honorable Vice President, I invite you. Thank you.
Director of Ceremonies, Madam Gift Mashingaidze, Chipo. Provincial Minister of State for Provincial Affairs and Devolution, Manikaren Province, Honorable Noktula Matsikenyere. Vice President and Second Secretary of the ruling party, ZANU-PF, Comrade KCD Mohadi. Minister of Defense and War Veterans Affairs and ZANU-PF National Chairman, Honorable Opam Chamuzipange Mchinguri Kashiri. Minister of Mines and Mining Development, Honorable Winston Chitando. Honorable Ministers Monica Mutsangwa, Honorable Minister Dr. Nzenza, Deputy Minister of Mines and Mining Development, Honorable Dr. Kambamura, and other Honorable Deputy Ministers here present. Chairperson of the Parliamentary Portfolio Committee on Mines and Mining Development, Honorable Mukaratigwa, and other Honorable Members of Parliament here present, and more importantly, Honorable Mutomba, who is the Member of Parliament of this area. I know he is not here, but we respect him. We want to recognize him. Secretary for Mines and Mining Development, Mr. Fungwa Kunaka, and other permanent secretaries here present. Let me also recognize the Chief Secretary to the President and Cabinet, represented by the Deputy Chief Secretary, George Charamba, Comrade George Charamba. Zimbabwe Investment and Development Agent Chief Executive Officer, Mr. T. Chinamo, all protocols observed. Asiregai ndicherechedze mambo nyashanu. Museyama tinokucherechedzai nevhu renyu ratakatsika. Good afternoon to you all. It is my singular honor and privilege to introduce the guest of honor at this historic event in Manikaren Province, the groundbreaking ceremony of the Sabi Star Lithium Beneficiation and Value Addition Project. This event marks an important milestone in Zimbabwe's quest to achieve social and economic growth by creating jobs and that benefit the local community and the nation at large. Ladies and gentlemen, lithium is an essential mineral in the production of lithium-ion batteries, which are critical for the generation of clean energy, among other uses, which this mineral is renowned for. In this regard, lithium mining companies should create synergies with the energy sector to develop a sustainable lithium-ion battery value chain. This will engender an environment that allows for process streamlining, value chain integration from upstream to downstream, as well as policy and regulatory framework alignment for stability and investment. There is no doubt that government has made tremendous progress in fostering a conducive environment for both domestic and foreign investors through the visionary leadership of our guest of honor, as evidenced by his mantra that Zimbabwe is open for business. This is proven by a number of lithium projects and investments that are now operational in the country since the beginning of this year. These include the Bikita Minerals Spodman project, Zhangjiang Haoyu Cobalt's acquisition of the Acadia Lithium project just outside Harare, and the project that we are gathered here to witness today. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, it is my fervent hope that this project will not only benefit government and the investor, Maxmind, but should transform the livelihoods of the surrounding communities, who are the most important stakeholders in this project. This is in line with our guest of honor's philosophy of leaving no one and no place behind. It also dovetails with the Africa mining vision that provides not only profit for mining companies, but also economic and social growth of surrounding communities and our country in general. All this has been made possible due to the astute leadership of the man who is the guest of honor today. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, it is now my singular honor and privilege to humbly request the guest of honor, who is none other than the President of the Republic of Zimbabwe, His Excellency Comrade Dr. Emmerson Dambudzo Mnangagwa, to address us and the nation of Zimbabwe at large. Your Excellency.
May you be seated. Our Director of Ceremonies, the Vice President and the Minister of Health and Child Care, Honorable General Retired Dr. C. G.D.N. Chiwenga, Vice President, Second Secretary of ZANU-PF in absentia, Colonel Retired KCD Mohadi, Chairman of ZANU-PF and the Minister of Defense and all Veterans Affairs, Honorable Osizet Mchinguri Kashiri, Minister of State for Provincial Affairs and Devolution, Manicaland Province, Honorable Noktula Matskenyere, the Minister of Mines and Mining Development, Honorable Winston Chitando and his deputy, are the Honorable Ministers who are here. Mambo Nyashanu na mamwe mazimambo wangadai vari pano ndinokuremekedzai. Senior government officials who are here, led by the Deputy Secretary, Comrade George Aramba, the General Manager for Maxmind Investments, Mr. Q, management and the staff of Sabi Star Lithium Mine, Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, may I also mention any other members of parliament who are here and other dignitaries whom I may not have mentioned. I'm honored to be officiating at this groundbreaking ceremony of the Sabi Star Mine Lithium Project here in Buera District. Buera District, Manica Province. The acquisition by Max Mind Private Limited of the Sabi Star Lithium claims in September 2021 was the first in a series of deals by investors from the People's Republic of China and the United Kingdom. The investment of about 130 million American dollars by Max Mind Private Limited is most welcome and will go a long way towards our country's quest to establish vibrant lithium mining and value chain industries in our country. This project, among others, will further give impetus to the overall modernization, industrialization, and the growth of our economy. To this end, government invites more investors to take up opportunities that abound in the exploration, extraction, and the beneficiation of our gold, our diamonds, our lithium, our chrome, our platinum group of metals, our nickel, our iron, our coal but methane gas, among others. Zimbabwe remains open for business. As you may recall, in September this year, my administration and Eagle Canyon International Group signed a memorandum of understanding for the development of a mining to energy park in Mapinga worth 13 billion US American dollars. The Mines to Energy Park project entails the construction of two 300 megawatts power stations, a coking plant, granite processing plant, nickel chromium alloy smelter, nickel sulfate plant, lithium salt plant, as well as value addition plants to produce batteries, solar panels, and other products. We are constructing the Zimbabwe we want. It is pleasing that Max Mind Limited plans to set up a unique battery-grade lithium plant in Mapinga. This mining project will therefore directly feed into the Mines to Energy Park in Mapinga, which will house a lithium processing plant, marking the inception of a lithium-ion battery value chain in Zimbabwe and in the region. The plant is set to see the company contributing over $500 million US in earnings annually towards the realization of the US 12 billion mining sector economy by 2030. This single plant here in Buhera, in 2 years' time, will be earning about $2 billion US. Munozoidini zvino yakuwanda kwayakaita kana kugovana mungaipedza. The Sabi Star Mine Lithium project is expected to generate employment opportunities for over 300 local employees during the first phase, gradually increasing to 900 employees and numerous indirect jobs during the next phases of development. I was told this morning that already you have employment above 600 people here, and the majority are from Kubuhera. Amen. It is my expectation that international experts in this project will train and transfer knowledge and skills to our local people. As we grow our mining sector in line with the targets outlined in the National Development Strategy, local beneficiation in the mining sector is now urgent and paramount in our programs. Local communities and the economy as a whole must meaningfully benefit from our country's God-given natural resources. Makorosa vamwariacha akaskanyika vananyashanu vaera vanga chingwavete pamusoro pelithium vasingazivi kuti pane lithium. Now there it is, vanyashanu. Lithium is going to transform your area. All companies operating in this sector must submit their value addition plans. The Ministry of Mines and Mining Development must ensure strict adherence to this requirement. There is therefore need for constant engagement between the industry and government so that we are all moving in the same direction with a shared vision. Companies such as MaxMind will be supported in their efforts to increase production and productivity, as well as the levels of mineral beneficiation and the value addition. Plans by Sabistar Lithium to realize the target of processing 3,000 tons of ore between 800 and 1,000 tons of lithium concentrate per day are commendable, and the stakeholders are urged to facilitate the requisite processes to make this a reality. While doing so, I exhort MaxMind Private Limited to always be mindful of the biophysical environment. Corporate social responsibility frameworks must be adopted for sustainably improving the quality of life and the social infrastructure of the surrounding communities. I'm so happy that I've been told that already before this company has begun making money here, they have already begun improving the infrastructure in this area. I'm told they've upgraded the road from the main road to here, about 30 kilometers or so. They have built state-of-the-art homes. Zaishita gwanana mbuya pa screen up. Vachifara zvokuti heki. Vavakigwa dzimba. Vamwe mbuya ndokubva vanotova nepombi yesola pamba. Vanongomuka vovhura tap havachatakuri mugomo, kungovhura tap vobika tii, pavoda kugeza vovhura tap vodzisa mvura vogeza, vada kudidza murivo ndizvozvo. Hallelujah. These programs, I'm also told, they're also in the process of building a clinic for the people around this area. And they've told me they will also support primary and secondary schools in this area in upgrading facilities at these schools. That is commendable. Such programs should equally help local communities in various ways and trigger economic activities within the local and provincial economy. Gone are the days whereby communities merely bear the brunt and endure the sorry state of environmental degradation as a result of mining activities. I know some areas here in Manicaland have suffered as a result of mining, which has not given back to the community, which we are also addressing. So, let us all be responsible corporate citizens and guarantee holistic development that leaves no one and no place behind. Additionally, I exhort the private sector, among other stakeholders, to work closely with the government, ministries, departments, and government agencies for the continuous improvement in our business operating environment. Unity is integral as we face the ever-evolving challenges and opportunities in our country. As I have said in the past, under the Second Republic, there is no them and there is no us. We are all one. Vaera nesu vaera shumba. Tiri pamwe chete. We all have the collective responsibility to build the Zimbabwe we all want, step by step, brick by brick, and stone upon stone. The need for investing companies to respect the cultural norms and practices of communities where they are operating cannot be overemphasized. I'm happy that this company has taken note of that and respects the communities here and their cultures. Good community relations must be nurtured for mutual benefits. The attempted manipulation of one group by the other is not acceptable. Mining houses, in collaboration with our institutions of higher learning, are challenged to scale up research around lithium mining and the development of associated value chains. Zimbabwe is now in the top 8 of global lithium reserves in the world. And we must have a clear strategy of speedily moving from the extractive side to value-added green energy products from this mineral. Our officials across the public service must exhibit a greater sense of agency and professionalism in the manner the various sectors of our economy are regulated. All citizens are also urged to be vigilant and report illegal activities within their respective entities and communities. This is our God-given motherland, and we must all protect and defend it from detractors. I understand the Honorable MP Mutomba is not around because of health. I wish him well, And I'm happy that he has worked so well with the community over many years and decades. In conclusion, I once again commend the mining sector for the growth being recorded across all the various subsectors. The unity of purpose and focus demonstrated to date during the implementation of this project must empower and create wealth for more of our people across the district and province towards a better life for all. Mambo Nyashan, lithium iri muno muvrenyu, asi madzimambo akawanda munomu musavaseka kuti havana lithium. Hamuzivi kuti Mwari akavapei zvatichawana mberi uko. Saka mune muchingoti hama dzangu, makomborero aya awanikwa kuno kuvahera tinoashuvirawo kuti agowanikwa kwenyuwo. So with these remarks, it is now my honor and privilege to officially declare the commencement of the Max Mind Private Limited Company Sabi Star Mine Lithium Project a success. I wish our investors, Max Mind Private Limited and other stakeholders great success in the future. God bless you all. Mwara Komborere, I thank you.
Another round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, Your Excellency. I'm sure there are nuggets that each one of us have picked from your presentation. As you take your seat, sir, I would like to invite the General Manager of MaxMind Investments, Mr. She Hoi, who on behalf of MaxMind would like to present a small token of appreciation for you taking your time out to be with us this afternoon. Mr. Shelhoy, accompanied by Mr. Hertzen. As they take their seat, I'll ask Mr. Hertzen to stay upstanding and come forward to present a vote of thanks for today's proceedings. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Hertzen.
Thank you. His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Zimbabwe, Comrades Dr. E.D. Mnangagwa, the Vice President of the Republic of Zimbabwe, Comrades Dr. Retired General CGDM Chiwenga, the Vice President of the Republic of Zimbabwe, Comrades Retired Colonel K.D. Mohadi, the Minister of Defense and War Veterans Affairs, and the Chairman of ZANU-PF, Comrades Opam Buchinguri Kashiri, the Minister of Mines and Mining Development, Honorable W. Chitando. The Minister of State for Manicaland Province, Honorable M. Maskiyere. Sorry. Other Honorable Minister here present, the Deputy Minister of Mine and Mining Development, Dr. Engineer P. Kimbamura, the other Deputy Minister here present, Chairman, Zimbabwe National Liberation and War Veterans Association, Ambassador C. Buchwangwa, Chairperson, Parliament Portfolio Committee on Mine and Mining Development, Honorable E. Mukaratigwa, other honorable members of Parliament here present, the Permanent Secretary for Mines and Mining Development, Mr. P. Kunanka, the Permanent Secretary for Manicaland Province, Mr. Yi Sinja, other secretary here present, the Governor of the Reserve Bank of Zimbabwe, CEO, Zimbabwe Investment and Development Agency, Mr. T. Chinamo, Director General, EMA, Mr. A. Chikuna, Executive Chairperson, ZESA, Dr. S. Z. Gata, senior government officials, the President of Zimbabwe Chamber of Mine, Mr. C. Chipafa, the President of Zimbabwe Miners Federation, Ms. H. Rushiwaya, CEO Zimbabwe Miners Federation, Mr. W. Takawarasha, CEO Zimbabwe Chamber of Mine, Dr. I. Kuisu, the General Manager, Minerals Marketing Corporation of Zimbabwe, Mr. T. Muzenda, Max Mine Investment shareholders, Mr. Junio and other shareholders, directors for Max Mine and member of staff, traditional leaders, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, all protocol observed. The Sabistar mine is a height of responsible engagement and consultations between a wide range of stakeholders. We are here, indeed, honored, Your Excellency, that you found time in your busy schedule to grace this event. We wish to thank the Vice President and all senior government officials who have found time to attend this event. Our team would like to express our gratitude to our parent ministry, the Ministry of Mines and Mining Development, well led by the Honorable Minister W. Chitando. We wish to acknowledge the traditional leadership and our local chief, Chief Nyashamu. We wish to pay our gratitude to the local government structures. We also wish to recognize the following government agencies who we worked closely with: the DDC, EMA, ZERA, RBZ, ZEMRA, ZEDA, Agri-Tex, and many others. As shareholders, we wish to acknowledge the local community, our partners, the staff that has worked so hard thus far to take this project to this stage. On behalf of the shareholders of Maxmind, I wish to take this opportunity to wish you all a happy and safe festive season and a prosperous 2023. I thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Hedgen from Maxmind Investments. That, Your Excellency, brings us to the end of the official proceedings of this afternoon. We'd like to again thank you for honoring this event with your presence, and all dignitaries here and all our VIPs and the community that is represented. And thank you, special thanks to the young people from Kwasi Primary School for leading us in singing our national anthem. At this juncture, todzokera kuchiva no kama igashwa unozadziswa nokudla. Saka tichada kudla. We're going to break for lunch. Maxmind team that is on the podium with His Excellency will be hosting the Presidium and all VVIPs. The rest of us, we will guide you to your lunch stations after the dignitaries have exited the stage. So if you'll bear with us for a few minutes as the dignitaries exit the stage, if we will be upstanding for the departure of our VVIPs. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. You may take your seats and allow me to announce how lunch will be served. Our guests in the tent to my right, if you could please proceed for lunch in the tent to your right. I'm sure there are those amongst you who will be able to host you to the tent to your right for lunch. For those of us who are in this tent, there are ushers who will direct us to get our lunch, which is in another tent behind the tent you are currently sitting in, and lunch will be served from there. Please remain seated. The ushers will guide